Hey guys, one thing we're going to do this year is start breaking down our pack and showing you the different packs we have within our packs, or the bags, the different compartments and what's in them. And this is going to be the first. I've already done a kill kit that weighs under a couple of pounds, and this is what we call our Backcountry First-Aid Kit. And as you saw earlier in the video, this first aid kit literally weighs under 11 ounces. And I pack it in a Kuyu dry bag. This Kuyu dry bag, I've used also the Kafaru bags as well, and they tend to keep everything very dry, and that's important when you've got gauze and bandages in there. Just going to go through it really quick, try to keep this video just to a few minutes and show you exactly what's in here. I keep everything else in another Ziploc, so you've got the dry bag and then also a Ziploc, so there's just basically two layers of keeping it dry. And what you see here is basically gauze. Gauze is huge. You get out there, you get a serious cut on a knee, a finger, whatever it is, the gauze is going to get in there and absorb the blood and keep it from bleeding more, dry it up a little bit. And I've got basically just 2x2 sterile 8-ply gauze sheets in there that you can use to dry the wound out. Also alcohol pads. I believe I've got several alcohol pads. There's another package in there as well, and this is huge. This is going to get in there and disinfect the dirt that you've got in there. If you cut yourself on a rock or what have you, you definitely want to clean out that wound really good. If it's pretty deep, especially if it's deep, you want to make sure you're getting all the debris and the dirt out of there. But there's gauze pads. Again, I can't emphasize how much gauze is important to have in your first aid kit. As you can see, there's a couple of surgical pads. I think there's 4 of those surgical pads in there. It's about a 5x9 pad. And then there's also the roll gauze that we use. And haven't had to use them yet, but if you do, if you've got a cut on an elbow, down on an ankle or a foot or a knee, this will allow you to wrap and get some good tension on the wound. So again, gauze probably weighs the most in my pack, is all the gauze I've got in there. Disinfectant, I use a Neosporin. This is just a generic Neosporin. I throw a lighter in there as well, but once you get it cleaned out, you want to get an antibiotic in there to keep the bacteria from spreading. And again, more alcohol wipes, again with just disinfecting, cleaning out that wound. So I bet you I've got these small alcohol wipes. There's probably 25, and that may be too much, but this is, I pack this with me whether it's a 1-day hunt or a 7-day hunt, or if I'm going up in the Wind Rivers in Wyoming and it's a simple day hike, whatever it is. This is the pack first aid kit that we take. This is probably, next to the super glue that I've got in there, I'm going to show you in a minute, the next best thing. The tape that I use, it's a Leuco Tape or a Leuco Tape. You spell that Leuko, and I just pick up that roll on Amazon. I don't know if a Walmart or somebody would have it, but I think that's a $5.99 on Amazon. It's quite a hefty roll, and I've used it a little bit. This is very strong tape. I've actually taped a quiver with it. I didn't have any duct tape, and so we used this to tape my buddy's quiver on a couple of years ago. But it's very strong tape. We also used this actually last year in the Wind Rivers. We had a guy that was getting some severe blistering going on some new boots, and we used this. The good thing about this, there's not a lot of shifting. It allows you to go right over the blisters and even blister prevention on the heels. So Leuco Tape, you spell it Leuko. And different size of bandages. I've got some of the larger square bandages, and then also those bandages that can go on a finger or a toe. I also pack in some Q-tips. There's probably a dozen Q-tips in there. That'll help just kind of clean out some of those deeper cuts. And almost finishing up here, medications. So carry a bunch of different medications. Some guys can't take Advil, so I pack in some Advil and acetaminophen, basically Tylenol. So I got those 2 options. I also pack in some allergy pills. So there's some Zyrtec in there, some Alaclear. I also pack a load of, I think there's probably a dozen Pepto-Bismol tablets in there, maybe a couple of Imodium AD. if you do get into some bad water and you're going to have some of those the stomach cramps and what have you going, the Pepto-Bismol is going to come in handy. So is the ammonium AD. And the last thing in there is the super glue. So the super glue is very important if you want a quick seal on a cut. Super glue is I'm just a big believer in it. I've sealed a lot of cups just with that super glue. And that is it. Again, this is a Backcountry kit. It's under 11 ounces. And if you have any questions, I'm going to put our email down. Feel free to shoot us an email. Thanks.